Sure, Your Honor. Give me 1 second here. The order from the admitted entry, excuse me, the under advisement ruling specifically quotes in paragraph 15 of page 12, the court notes, however, that the record is unclear regarding the source of the funds McDonald used to post the injunction bond, and there is evidence suggesting that he may have used Social Tap's own proceeds to fund the bond. Accordingly, the court will order those funds to be held on deposit for further proceedings demonstrating the source of the funds before they will be released to McDonald. So that's what we're here to talk about. And I understand Mr. Broberg's argument is, well, there isn't a one-to-one. As I've already described in our joint pretrial statement, you're not going to find that because that's not how these folks operate. They absolutely will put it into shell, and I'm going to illustrate that as we go forward here, that this is how they do things. They withdraw large sums of cash and then they start transferring and playing. And you want to use the word money laundering because that's a criminal kind of implication, but that's really what's going on, is that there's all these different accounts that are going in and out, and that's what I'm going to show today.
That's dispositive. We should be done based on what she just said, Your Honor. If they have a claim, Social Tap Scottsdale has a claim, file a lawsuit. But what they're saying is Steve and Randy somehow conspired to steal money from Social Tap Scottsdale, and it did all of these other. That's not what this is for. Judge Julian's order there says, and mind you, because of an issue raised in a finding of fact and conclusions of law after the evidence, with no claims, with no due process, with nothing else, says there's a question about where the funds came from. You know what wasn't in evidence? You know what we didn't provide? A copy of the check that my office filed, a copy of the check from Steve McDonald to my office, a copy of a bank transfer showing it came from a separate entity, RS.
So this is veering a little bit into closing argument territory, and I'll allow the parties to present closing arguments, but as to plaintiff's Exhibit 8, the court will admit Exhibit 8 and give it the weight that it's due. That's P8.
Thank you. Okay, so I just want to redirect you. So RSS Holdings gave the money to your personal account ending in 7273, right? It gave the $250,000.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and it did that on July 18th, correct?
I'm not exactly sure what the dates were, but that's probably somewhere in that area, yes.
I'm sorry, which page are we on?
I'm getting there in a second. I'm not there yet. Okay, I'm on page, it's PDF page 13 of Exhibit 8. Okay, so we see here that on 7/19, there is a, it says AZ teller transfer to check 7273, and that's your personal account, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so there was I think a teller transfer from RSS to your personal account, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I also see though above on 7/18, just the day before, that there's a counter credit for $250,000. Do you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so just the day before, $250,000 is deposited into the RSS banking account, right?
I believe so, yes, if that's.
Okay, and was that money cash?
It was not cash, no.
It was not cash?
No.
Okay, it was a check, is what you're saying?
Cashier's check, yes.
It was a cashier's check.
Mhm.
Okay, and did you produce any evidence of that cashier's check today?
I don't have any evidence of the cashier's check today.
Okay, where was the cashier's check from?
The cashier's check for the RSS account.
Yeah, the 7/18/2023, where it says counter credit $250,000. Where did that money come from?
That money came from Capital Real Estate.
That money came from Capital Real Estate Ventures,
Yes.
and that's Randy's company.
No, that's just an entity, another entity that I work with Justin at Capital Real Estate.
Okay, so Randy has nothing to do with Capital Real Estate Ventures?
Objection, Your Honor, relevance.
I don't know what Randy's part of Capital Real Estate is, but every time I mention Randy's name, you guys go off onto a tangent. Everything that you want to accuse me of money laundering, the standard operating business, is all I'm saying is any money that was transferred or made has been done for the last 15 years.
And I just want to make sure that we're following a cadence of yes, no question being asked. If this is cross, I understand that this may be your one opportunity with the witness, so there may be open-ended questions if you choose to, unless you're going to recall the witness on your case.
I'm not.
Okay, but I guess let's, regardless of that, if you can make sure to answer the question that's asked.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay. So is your testimony today that Randy Rivera has nothing to do with Capital Real Estate Ventures? Is that right?
Objection, relevance. Overruled.
I don't know what Randy Rivera does with Capital Real Estate, or if he's still part of Capital Real Estate or ever was part of real estate. I'm not Randy Rivera, and I don't answer questions for Randy Rivera.
Okay. Social Tap Scottsdale was paying its lease payments to Capital Real Estate Ventures, right?
Correct.
Objection, relevant.
And that was at the direction of Randy, right?
Objection, relevance.
Overruled.
I've taken direction from Randy in the past. I've worked with Justin in the past. I've sent checks. At one point, I don't know who even was owning it or who was taking checks. It was the time where who knew what and who owned what. Sorry if that's not an open question or yes or no. I'm just kind of.
Okay. The lease, though, even though you were paying lease payments from Social Tap to Capital Real Estate Ventures, Social Tap Scottsdale had a written lease, though, with Rivera Family Restaurant, right?
Objection, relevance.
I believe so. That was the prior lease. I'm not sure.
That was
But
the lease that was currently in effect, wasn't it?
I don't recall.
You don't know that.
I'm not sure which one. I'm not going to follow up on leases.
Well, you were paying Social Tap's lease payments to Rivera Family Restaurant before this litigation, though, right?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, and then, but during this litigation, you switched to changing it to paying it to Capital Real Estate Ventures, right?
I don't recall what I was writing those to at that point. I don't know who was collecting the checks on that side.
And I'm getting a little bit confused here as to who you is in this situation. Is it an individual? Is it an entity? Is it a?
Oh, sorry, I'm referring to Mr. McDonald actually making the physical
Okay.
payments on behalf of Social Tap Scottsdale.
Okay.
Okay, so Social Tap Scottsdale, though, during this litigation, started paying Capital Real Estate Ventures, even though it had paid Rivera Family Restaurant rent in the past pursuant to the lease.
I'm not,
Objection, relevance.
I don't recall any of that. That was a long time ago.
You don't recall that?
I don't remember what was paying what and when and what the dates were on that. That was years ago.
Okay, you told me twice before that you got the $250,000 from friends and family, right?
Yes, I got money from friends and family at some points as well.
Okay, and then you actually told me, so at your deposition in September of 2023, excuse me, September 2024, you told me that friends and family gave you the money and you wouldn't tell me what friends though, right?
I don't want to disclose friends.
That's not my question. My question is, at your deposition, you didn't tell me who the friends were, did you?
I don't believe so.
Okay, and then with family, you told me that it was your dad and sister, right?
Correct.
You said, I asked you, I asked you again at the intervener trial how you came up with the $250,000, right?
I don't recall.
You don't recall if I asked you about that?
I don't remember what you asked me at the, which the intervener trial was, but
Okay, do you want me to show you the, I can show you the, that's fine.
I believe you. I'm just saying I don't recall on that, but go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to direct you to day 2 transcript starting at page 36. All right. Question, who gave you the money to pay the $250? Mr. Berberg rejects irrelevance. The court overrules it. Answer, I can borrow money from friends, family. Now I'm asking, not can you, how did you get the 250 grand? Answer, through friends and family. Okay, which friends? Answer, I can't disclose what friends I borrow money from. They don't want to disclose that. Or if it's a personal family member of mine, I can't either do that. Question, well, you told me at your deposition that your dad gave you money, right? Answer, mm-hmm. Question, so you did disclose it? Answer, well, I said I could. I don't want to disclose people that loaned you money. Question, okay, how much did your dad give you? Answer, I don't recall the exact amount that year. Question, when did your dad give you the money? There's some objections, and you say, I don't recall. Does that refresh your recollection?
Yes, I believe that's,
Okay,
if
so
that's what it says, then I believe the transcripts, yes.
All right, so you testified in front of this court, though, that your father gave you money for the 250, right?
Yes, father, friends, and family, correct.
Okay, and that wasn't true, was it?
No, I've gotten money from my father before for
Okay,
that.
you didn't get $250,000 from your father.
Not a total of 250,000, no.
Okay, so when I asked you who gave you the money to pay the 250, and you told me your father, that was a lie.
No, it was not a lie. It was part of my father. It's friends and family,
You
which I
just-
said,
You just told me earlier, though, that Capital Real Estate Ventures gave you the 250.
they gave me 250, yes.
Okay, so it wasn't your father.
My father's given me money as well.
I didn't ask
I
that.
know you didn't, but that's, I'm saying, I'm not trying to be combative, but yes, my father did give me money. I've gotten money from Capital Real Estate as well.
Okay, but Capital Real Estate gave you the 250.
They gave me 250, yes.
Let's see, at the intervener trial, I asked you, go to the next page. I asked you specifically, was it friends, family? I was wanting to get more detail onto that. And you changed your story from friends and family, as you had done from your September deposition. You changed it to just family at the intervener trial, right?
I don't recall. I just consider friends and family all the same stuff.
Well, let's talk about that. Page 38, lines 16 through 19. Question, did friends give you the money for the 250 grand payment? Answer, family gave me money for that. Question, just family? Answer, yes. So at the intervener trial, you testified that it was just family, right?
If that's what it says, yes, but that's not.
Okay, so that wasn't true though. When you testified before, that wasn't true.
I just consider friends and family. I put that together. That's maybe my fault on the way that I spoke.
Well, I specifically asked you though, friends and family, and you said just family, right?
Objection asked and answered.
But I don't know. I believe so, if that's what
Overall,
it
but
says.
I was a little confused by the question. If you could rephrase the question.
Sure. I asked you, did friends give you money for the 250 grand payment? And your answer was, family gave me money for that. And I asked, just family? And you said yes. So at the intervener trial, hold on.
I'm sorry.
Did you testify only that family gave you the money?
Objection asked and answered.
Overruled, team answer.
Yeah, I said that, but I always considered friends and family as the same part of it. It wasn't just like, I understand what you're saying, but we have kept saying friends and family, so I just continued down that road. That's, maybe I misspoke on that. My apologies.
Okay, so it was not true that family.
What I was saying at the time, I felt was true. Yes, what I was saying, I thought friends and family, I thought that was true. I misspoke, or maybe that was misinterpreted on your end. That's my apologies for that.
You think it was misinterpreted?
The way that I was speaking, friends and family are the same to me. I just
Okay.
didn't go down to detail on that.
Okay, well, on line 20 of page 38, I say, so it's your dad and sister, right? Anyone else? And you answer, not that I can recall. Do you see that?
Yes,
Why didn't you say Capital Real Estate Ventures?
because anytime that I bring in anything like that, it just starts up another year of litigation and everything else. And it wasn't,
So you decided to then tell the court under oath that it was your dad and sister.
it was friends and family, yes.
It was
Dad,
your dad
sister.
and sister, correct?
That's not correct.
It's not correct that it was your dad and sister?
The way that I interpret it, the way that I said it was friends and family. And I know that we can go back and forth on this, but that's, yes, what I said, but that's not the way it was coming across, because we continue to speak of friends and family. But I understand what you're saying.
It's true, though, that your dad never gave you any money for the $250,000 bond, right?
My dad continues to give me money.
That's not my question. My question is, your dad did not give you any money for the $250,000 bond, correct?
I use money from my father for a lot of things, correct?
That is, again, not my question. I'm moved to strike as non-responsive.
If you could answer the question as asked, which I believe was a yes or no question.
Your dad
The
did not give you,
250 that,
Hold on, you can
Oh, I'm
ask,
sorry.
re-ask the question just so we're on the same
okay, I'm
page.
sorry.
Your dad did not give you any money for the $250,000 bond payment, correct?
My dad, that's not correct. My dad has given me money, whether I used it for the 250 is relevant or irrelevant. But if you want to say that money that my dad gives me didn't go towards that, I'm okay with that. So to answer your question, I guess, yes, I guess that's what you want to keep asking me.
So your dad, now you're maintaining that your dad did give you the 200, part of the 250.
No, I'm just saying my father gives me money. That's part of my money, what I want to disclose of it or use of it. But the 250, if you want to say that that money did not go from my dad to that, I understand that.
At your deposition, we talked about this issue, didn't we? Sorry, at your September
I'm not sure.
2024
I'm not sure
deposition.
we've talked about a lot of stuff.
Okay, I'm going to refer to page 175 of the September 13th, 2024 deposition. Let's go to. Okay, question, how did you get the $250,000 to post as a bond? Answer, I'm sorry, what? Question, how did you get the 250 to post as a bond here? For which bond? The bond that you filed with the court.
Which number are you on? I'm sorry, I'm trying to find it.
I'm starting on page 175.
Okay.
Okay.
What number on the line?
I started at number 3.
Okay,
Okay.
gotcha.
Now we're going to go to, you want me to read it again?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
I was just,
For which bond? Line 7. The bond that you filed with the court. For the purchase? Yes. Family and friends. Question, what family? My dad, my sister, and other friends. What other friends? Answer, other friends. Who gave you the money to put up the 250? Family and friends. You're not willing to tell me who the other friends are? No. How much money did your dad give you? Answer, I would have to go back and look. Question, how much money did your sister give you? I would have to go back. Answer, I would have to go back and look. So we did talk about that at your deposition, right?
yeah,
Okay, and you maintained that your father and sister and friends gave you the 250.
yes.
Okay, but then at trial, you did change to just family, right?
No, and that's what I'm trying to explain to you. It's family, friends. I understand what you're saying. I just combined it all together. And if you want to say that I misspoke, I understand that. But as you can see, you go back and forth and say friends and family, family, friends, dad, then you go back to friends again, which is very confusing. But I understand that you want to confuse me, which is fine, but I'm just saying it's friends and family. And I've always spoken as friends and family, but like I said, if that's the way you want to look at it, I understand that.
All right, we're gonna go through this one more time, day 2. And I'm not trying to confuse you at all. I'm trying to understand.
No, I understand. I understand. I'm
There's
not,
not a question. There's not a question.
okay.
On day 2 of the trial, you testified in front of Judge Julian on page 38, starting line 16. Did friends give you money for the 250 grand payment? Answer, family gave me money for that. Did I read that correctly?
I don't know.
That's all my question. Did I read that correctly?
I don't know. It's not on my screen. I
Oh,
can't see what you're reading.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Let's read it again then. Question, did friends give you money for the 250 grand payment? Answer, family gave me money for that. Question, just family? Answer, yes. Did I read that correctly?
Yes, you did.
Your Honor, for completeness, can we read the next 2 lines?
I'll allow you to, on redirect, go through.
Is that because your dad didn't give you any money for the $250,000? Is that why you didn't ask your dad to come and testify today?
I don't want to involve any of my family and friends in this.
Okay, and that's the same for your sister. You didn't ask her to come and testify, even though you said that she had given you money for the $250,000 bond. You didn't ask her to come and testify today, correct?
Correct. I would not want to involve any of my family and friends. My dad is elderly. My sister is older as well.
At the trial, we even talked about, because you maintained at the trial that they loaned you money. I asked about when they expected to get paid back, right?
I don't recall.
All right, I'm going to show you day 2, page 39, lines 15 through 16. Question, when do they expect to get paid back? Answer, whenever I'm able to. Do you see that?
What line are you speaking of?
Line 15 and 16.
Okay, I see. Yes.
Okay, so I asked, when do they expect to get paid back? And you said, whenever I'm able to, right?
Yes, it looks like that. Correct.
Okay. I also asked you that day that your dad and sister, are those, I'm looking at line 7 here. Your dad and sister, are those the only people that gave you the money for the 250 grand? And your answer was yes. Isn't that true?
Yes.
You even said that you hadn't paid them back yet, right?
I don't see where it says that, but if it says that, then yes.
Sure. Line 13.
Okay.
I asked, have you paid them back? And you said, I have not. You see that?
It says I don't remember. Line 13. Does it say I have not?
No, line 13 says, question, have you paid them back? Line 14, I have
Oh,
not.
I see. I'm sorry. I'm reading the wrong line numbers. Yes, I see that.
And then that's what preceded, when do they expect to get paid back? And you said, whenever I'm able to. You see that?
Yes.
But now your story's changed and it's from Capital Real Estate Ventures, right?
Again, if you want to say it's correct, yes.
You knew that the issue, or you know, and you knew that the issue that we're here today is to talk about the source of the bond funds, right?
Yes.
Okay, and you actually filed, I think Mr. Broberg mentioned it, you filed a motion to release the $250,000 injunction bond, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, why in that filing didn't you just tell the court that it's from Capital Real Estate Ventures?
Objection, Your Honor. Relevant speculation.
Overruled, you may answer if you can.
Because every time that I bring anything in to do with something of another entity, we go down another year of litigation and another speculation, another he could have, would have, should have. I just been into this thing for 3 years and don't want to continue to do that.
Okay, it wasn't because you had perjured yourself by testifying contrary during the intervener trial, correct?
Objection, argumentative.
I don't even understand that.
Overruled, you can answer the question.
No, I don't believe so. I wasn't trying to perjure myself.
The during the intervener trial, we walked through Social Tap's profit and loss statement, right?
I don't recall, but if we did, you can show me.
Sure.
I understand that.
I'm going to show you Plaintiff's Exhibit 2. Do you recognize this document?
One sec, please. It's a profit and loss statement, part of one.
Okay, it has actually 4 pages.
I
So
see, but
sure.
the one I'm seeing.
Sorry, this is the page 404, but the
Gotcha.
beginning one is the first page. Do you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
And this is when you were operating Social Tap Scottsdale, correct?
Yes.
I'd like to move for the admission of Plaintiff's Exhibit 2.
Any objection?
Objection, relevance.
Well, I guess if you could
Oh, sure, absolutely.
lay a little more foundation, help the court understand the relevance of this.
Absolutely. I try to move first into evidence so I don't forget, but happy to do so. I'm going to show you the 4th page. Do you see where it says here?
This is the first page.
Yeah, I think it's shorted out. Why is that keep? Doing that. Not here. There we go. All right, on the fourth page of Plaintiff's Exhibit 2, do you see how it says loan to STV as part of 250,000 payment?
What line is that?
There isn't a line on it, so you're just gonna have to bear with me there. It says on the
Okay.
left-hand column.
Okay,
We went through this at the trial, right?
I don't remember what we went through, but if you say so.
Okay, so do you see where it says loan to STV as part of 250,000 payment?
Correct.
And STV is Social Tap Ventura, correct?
Yes,
And then below that, it says loan to STSD as part of $250,000 payment, correct?
yes.
You said, I think you maintain that you didn't make this notation, correct?
I don't,
These
no, I
as-
did not make these notations.
You didn't make the as part of $250,000 payment, correct?
No, I'm not, I don't believe so. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but I understand it.
Okay, when I said, right there, as part of 250 payment,
Mm-hmm.
okay? You didn't write that in the QuickBooks, correct?
Correct.
Okay, you don't know who did, right?
I don't know who did.
Okay, there are two people other than you that have access to the QuickBooks, right? And
Correct.
that's Tiffany. How do you say her last name?
I have no idea.
Okay, it's like
Starts SCH or
SS,
something.
yeah, okay.
Yes,
We'll
yeah.
just call her Tiffany for right
Yeah,
now.
that's fine.
So Tip, that's your bookkeeper, right?
Yes,
Okay, and you met Tiffany at the Krev offices, didn't you?
yeah, off and on.
Well, you met her there though specifically, right?
Well, I don't understand what you're saying. Met her there specifically.
You met Tiffany at the Krev offices, correct?
Yes.
Objection
I
vague,
I don't
relevant.
understand what that means.
If
but
you could, I'll sustain the objection. If you could rephrase the question.
Did you meet?
She offices at the Krev off, she offices in San Diego, yes.
Okay, so she offices at, we call it Krev, but that's Capital Real Estate Ventures, correct?
I guess, I don't, if that's what you want to use, I guess.
You don't know what it's called?
I don't understand what you're saying. The Krev Capital, yeah, it's the same thing. I'm not sure.
I'm just asking right now, Krev equals Capital Real Estate Ventures, correct?
I guess so, yes.
Okay, so, and you just told us that you met her at the, she offices, excuse me, you told us she offices at Krev, correct?
Correct.
You didn't ask Tiffany to come today to testify why she wrote that, right?
I did not.
And I think Randy also has access to the QuickBooks, correct?
I'm not sure what he has access to anymore.
Okay, well, at the time, Randy had access to the QuickBooks, right?
I would assume, I don't know.
Okay, and you
yes.
didn't ask Randy to come testify today on your behalf to explain what the as part of the $250,000 payment means?
No. But can I answer something?
You can on redirect.
Okay.
Let's talk about it looks like I'll back it up here, and it's a little hard to read, but it looks like in January of 2023, Social Tap Scottsdale makes a loan to Social Tap Ventura for $105,000. Do you see that?
I do not see that. What month is it?
January
Okay.
2023.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So you do see that?
Correct.
Okay, and then it looks like there's another payment, another loan to STV as part of $250,000 payment of $50,000 in April of 2023. Do you see that?
Yes,
All right, then there's a loan to Social Tap San Diego as part of $250,000 payment. There's $25,000 that is remitted in May of 2023. Do you see that?
yes,
And again, there is another loan from Social Tap Scottsdale to Social Tap San Diego as part of $250,000 payment for $15,000 in June of 2023, correct?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, so in total, it looks like there's $195,000 that's sent from Social Tap Scottsdale to Social Tap Ventura and Social Tap San Diego, correct?
If that's what that's up to, yes.
As far as you know, those loans were never paid back, right?
I would have to look at the QuickBooks, but I believe everything's paid back at some point, yes.
Oh, so they did pay it back?
I don't know, that's what I'm saying, I'd have to look, but on everything that's always shown, stuff gets paid back, gets transferred all the time, especially in the summer months and in the fall months. But
Okay, so if at trial you told me that they didn't get paid back, that wouldn't be true?
I'm not sure what I said at trial about it or which thing we're talking about.
My question to you is very simple. Did they pay them back?
I don't know if they paid them back.
And we're near our break. The court had previously not admitted pending some
Oh.
further foundation P2. Are you seeking to have
Thank
P2
you, Your
admitted?
Honor. Yes, I am. I
Any
appreciate
objection?
that.
No objection.
All right, P2 is admitted. Is this a good time to break?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
And just for Mr. Broberg, is this a good time to break?
Yes, Your Honor.
And just for the court's planning purposes, do the parties plan on using the remaining time until the noon hour? How much time do you have left, do you think?
Probably.
And I won't hold you to it. I'm just trying to get a
Yeah,
basic
yeah.
time estimate.
Let's see. I did kind of time this out. I probably have another half an hour.
Okay. And Mr. Broberg, about what would you
If
estimate?
that's the case, we should be fine.
Okay,
Yes, Your Honor.
very well. Thank you. You may step down during the break. We'll be back at 10:45. Thanks. We're in recess.
Thank you. Oh, wait,
Grab the wrong ones again.
I don't know. I
Need
got
both?
so many prescriptions. I don't know what's what anymore. I try, buy, I don't even know what the heck.
I've got,
I can't, I hate glasses. Get my eyes.
I have those that go with contacts. I have those that don't go with contacts.
It's gonna pin me down and hold my head down. It's like,
These will last until maybe 6 o'clock tonight, at which point in time I turned into
I
like,
just get.
I lost a nose pad. So mine hurt.
And they hurt my nose.
Yeah, you can come and usually pick that for free. One time.
Thanks. Be seated. Back on the record in CV 2022-05-4121, matter of Rivera Family Trust versus Randy Rivera et al. Anything to take up before we resume the testimony of Mr. McDonald?
Your Honor, this is a housekeeping thing I should have mentioned at the beginning. The deposition designations that we noted in the joint pretrial statement, I had my office highlight the passages that that were cited in the joint pretrial. Would you like, what I was thinking might be a good idea, we just haven't had time to coordinate, is, we highlighted ours in a certain color. I can send them over to Mr. Broberg's office. They can highlight their passages in a different color, and then we can jointly submit them to the court.
Any objection to that procedure?
No, that makes sense.
All right, very well. And go ahead and do that. And Mr. McDonald, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, very well. Counsel, you may proceed.
Mr. McDonald, you understand you're still under oath, correctly?
Yes.
Correct, excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you have to tell the truth.
Yes, ma'am.
Now that I understand, I think you had, one story at your deposition, another, a slightly different story at the trial, and now you're testifying that Krev gave you the money. I just want to make sure I understand that you, scratch that, you were present for all 4 days of the intervenor trial, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And as part of that, you heard Randy Rivera testify, correct?
Yes.
Randy testified that he started Krev, right?
Yes, I believe so. If that's what it says, yes.
Okay. Well, if you're doubtful, then I'm happy to show you. So we're on day
I'm
2.
not doubtful.
Okay, so you know now. I think
Yeah,
you
I'm
said
just-
earlier, hold on one second.
Yeah.
You said earlier you weren't sure if he started Krev and all this stuff, but now you're sure he started Krev, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and so I just want to make sure I understand the MAPA, that agreement was between you, Steve McDonald, and Social Tap Scottsdale, correct?
I believe so,
And
yes.
Randy signed on behalf of Social Tap Scottsdale, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and as part of that MAPA, and this is what the intervenor trial was about, you wanted to exercise an option to purchase Social Tap Scottsdale, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and so I think what you're testifying to today, though, is that in order to pay the $250,000 purchase option, you were going to get the money from Randy's company. Is that right?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Sure. In order to pay the $250,000 purchase option, which you were trying to enforce, you were going to get the money from Randy.
I was
Of
going to
Randy's
get the
company.
money. I just wasn't sure I was going to get it. But yes, to answer your question, yes.
So in effect, Randy signs this MAPA with you on behalf of Social Tap Scottsdale, and then through one of his companies, he gives you the $250,000 to buy Social Tap.
Yes.
Why didn't Krev just send you the money through your 7273 account?
I don't know.
Well, you're the one that received the, as you said, the cashier's check from Krev, and you deposit it into RSS, right?
Yes.
Because RSS is your company.
Well, it's a holding company, yes.
Okay, it's a holding company, but it's your holding company.
Correct.
Okay, so why didn't you, because you're the only one that has control over that, why didn't you deposit the CREV money into your 7273 account?
I would rather put it into a holding company.
Why?
That's how I do my business.
Well, you transferred it the same day.
Yeah. I just put it into a holding company. I understand that.
To filter the money or what? Like
No,
I'm trying to
not trying to
understand.
filter money.
Stan, if you could ask.
I put the money into RSS.
Hold on one
and
second. There's no question pending. Go ahead. If you could ask rephrase that question.
Sure. You were the one that deposited the cashier's check. Let me just get the train of thought here. You're the one that deposited the cashier's check from CREV into your RSS account, correct?
I don't believe so.
Well, who else could do it?
I don't know if Justin deposited in my RSS account. I don't recall.
So now you're testifying that maybe Justin deposited the money into your RSS account.
I'm not testifying. No, correct.
So who deposited it?
I don't know who deposited that check, but I will say that I deposited the cashier's check. If that's what,
Well, you were trying to get the money in order to pay the bond, right?
correct.
Okay.
Yes.
And so you